we good?
Welcome, my friends, to the 1:30 presentation of Culpeper LARP. The first question you are probably asking is, what is a Culpeper? That is the town and county you are in. The second question, and the more difficult, is what is a LARP? LARP stands for live action role playing. How many of you like Dungeons and Dragons, by show of hands? How many of you like to watch fantasy films and science fiction films and all of that and get into those characters? Well, those are great examples of role playing. But we, LARPers, we add another dimension to it, live action. I don't just look pretty dressed like this. I can also fight.
Really
I can roll in the dirt. I can camp and party and whatever else I do, dressed in this wonderful costume. So today, I, David Foster, resident of Culpeper County and longtime LARPer, along with my friends, who will introduce themselves shortly, will discuss with you the fine art of LARPing. All right, so first a quick introduction. My name is David Foster. I live here in Culpeper County. I am the owner of Mountain Run Winery. Why is that important? Because Mountain Run Winery is Virginia's largest live-action role-playing site. We host over 1,000 LARPers from the entire East Coast every year who come out to our beautiful property, hit each other in the face with sticks, and generally have a good time.
Not always in the face.
So we're going to be talking about that. Allow me to introduce Dan, and he'll talk a little bit about his personage.
Okay, so this current character that I'm wearing is called Spire. He's one of the many characters that we escape from reality with when it comes to doing some live-action role-playing. Dave and I do different forms of live-action role-playing. He has what's called LARP Adventures, and there's different organizations involved whenever you get down to the nitty-gritty of it being involved with a LARP. We play what is called Dagger here and Darkon, which is a high fantasy sort of boffer sport, as opposed to playing with like latexy sort of weapons. But yeah, that's kind of the
As Daniel brings up, there are two primary forms of live-action role-playing. There is boffer, as represented by these fine folks here, and then there is the so-called Nordic style. The Nordic style is very heavy role-playing based. We are in character for hours on time, days on time, weeks on time. We never break character. And it's all about living that fantasy weekend, that fantasy plot, making choices that impact the outcome of the good against evil and magic and all of that. Boffer sports, and I'll let my boffer friends say a little bit about what makes boffer different than the, and I'll just, one other demo thing that I want to do is I want you all to touch my swords, right? So I'm going to pass around. So one of the main differences between Nordic style and boffer style, Nordic style, we want all of our stuff to look as real as we possibly can. So not only does this beautiful sword look wonderful, but I can hit people extremely hard with it. Oh, right in the belly, oh, right in the microphone. Sorry about that. And there we go. So I'm going to pass this to everybody so you can see it. You can bend it. You can squeeze it. Just don't poke yourself in the face with it. So we'll pass that around so everybody can see it. And I also have a wonderful dagger in case my sword doesn't get the job done. So I'll pass that around. So we have very realistic looking weapons. Boffer, slightly different. So I'll let my boffer friends talk a little bit about why their stuff looks a little different.
So our stuff looks a little bit different because basically we hit full contact. Like that counts as an actual hit in our game. Whereas when you fight with those, you don't try to swing for the fences, so to speak. Did I hear? Oh, I'm sorry. Get over here, horse. Oh, the armor adds the hit? Okay, my goodness. All right. I will use something smaller. Here, actually, let me see this. Let me just trade you. Boom, okay. So there is different damage when you fight each other in these sort of games. If I were to take a sword to his arm, he then has to drop his weapon that he's holding and then try to pick it up with the other. Same thing goes for a leg, same thing goes for a chest. You act like you actually got injured. Hit me. That was in the arm more like, but if you were to get hit in the chest, you actually act dead. Just kind of like so. All right. So There are different levels of damage that you can do to different people. What he's currently holding is a club, which does yellow damage in our game of Darkon. Some games don't differentiate. They just say one-handed sword's a one-handed sword. Doesn't matter that much in the long run. But if we were to actually be sparring in some games, if you take an arm and a leg, you are dead. 2 limbs, you're dead. In some games, you have to actually completely render your opponent down. They have to be able to stay down. In our form, we just call like a respective hit point system. See, we're abusing the goblins. It's good. Do we want to go over the larger weapons and arrows? Actually, arrows are quite the thing in our game. Projectiles of all sorts are so fun.
You might be wondering, can you shoot an arrow from a real bow at one of these characters? Yes, in fact, we use actual arrows and actual bows in combat.
We're not allowed to actually fire that. Yeah. I thought that was the thing. No, we're not actually shooting. Not allowed, not allowed. Unfortunately, we were told no firing the bows. Yes. But we can do this. So this is what's called a javelin. As she is so wonderfully animated. So, in the 2 different types of games we play as well, we can allow people to shoot each other in the face or lower, pretty much. Dagger here that we play, they allow headshots. It's not a fun time. I recommend a helmet or some sort of safety gear. We'll get into that later. It is. It's a fun time. And other games that we play, they don't allow arrows to the head or projectiles of any sort. Yes, exactly. It's different. Anyways, so these guys, these are javelins, and they have to travel the actual length of the weapon in order to count on each other. So what I'm going to do is just abuse our goblin even more. And now he's dead. There we go. It's as simple as that. Here, now he can get one on me. Come on.
I got it.
But you can also do what he's probably wanting to do right now, which is stab somebody right away if they're holding a javelin, which is awesome as well, which you can totally do. The beautiful thing about these games is it's pretty much D&D brought into real life. Whatever you can actually do with something, you can do to anybody you wish. It is kind of a consenting sort of thing. So if somebody is holding weapons and wants to fight you, or if they're just like, no, I don't want to fight you, it is a consensual-based hobby. Like, it normally in scenarios, you'll actually be, the whole purpose will be to fight. But off the field, you're in character, you're having fun drinking with your friends, doing whatever you want to do. And it's a good time. The camaraderie is definitely there for it.
A question for you, sir. What about armor? How does armor play into your game?
Booch, get over here. So, armor in this game has to be actually made of medieval materials, and we do not count plastic, unfortunately, like Stormtrooper armor, stuff like that. Riveted chain like this, in one game it will add 1 extra slap, and then I take his arm after that. In Darkon, what is it, like 3 points extra? Yeah. Yeah, so this counts as what we called armor condition 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one finally cuts his arm off. With this right here, it's about the same. It's 1, 2, and then the 3rd one takes his leg. What else do we want to do with armor? I'm trying to think. Grappling. Ooh, that's a good one. So, say if Mooch and I were to get to grappling, we could both engage with each other. You can't because you're wearing a higher level of armor. That's right. Yes. You can. Yes. So if somebody with less armor than somebody else engages the grapple, all right, that's okay. But if this guy with AC 3 versus my AC 2 comes to grapple me, that is not okay. That's because, obviously, he's a little bit more pokey and dangerous than I am.
Yeah, I would scratch people up with this pretty easily.
So that's kind of the safety things that we put into play with our game. What else should we go over? We didn't go over the big weapons and stuff, like shield breaking and things like that. Yeah. Want to grab a shield for us? Perfect. So, also in our game, we do this wonderful thing called shield breaking. If somebody comes up to you on a line and they're trying to fight you, you should have brought a weapon too. Come on now. There you go. There you go. This weapon is his charm. You're right. All right. So, basically, if I want to break his shield, if he allows me to, which normally that doesn't happen because they're faster, I'm at a disadvantage because I got this big weapon. 1, and then 2, then 3. He has to break, drop his shield. It is now considered broken until somebody comes along and either mends it or he dies and brings it back. Other rules of our game: hand on ground, or a hand on weapon and foot on ground. So, Horace, if you would hold your hand out for me. If I were to swat him in the fist like that, that does not count whatsoever. Okay, if I were to swat his foot while it's on the ground, does not count whatsoever. If you lift your foot and it's in the air and somebody hits it, that counts. Oh yeah, and pommels, yes. Now, however, what you've seen in movies, you cannot come up to somebody and pommel check them. That is not okay. We do not use swung weapons above the collarbone in any of the games we play. Unless you have a specific weapon, which Mooch can demonstrate if he wants to, with that and your flail. Hang on, excuse me.
Oh, the pillow of death.
The pillow of death.
That's literally what it is.
Boop. Okay. Mooch, you want to take the floor and explain magic and flails?
So this is.
Oh yeah, the dagger here, flail first. Yeah, there's different forms of it.
So in the two different games that we play, we have two different types of flails. This is for dagger heel. This can only hit to the body, so I can only do that. And then these ones you'll see a lot. And then you have doggone flails, which are just a pool noodle on the end, and they're head legal, so I can go, and he's dead.
Hence the name pillow of death.
Yes.
This is the only head legal weapon in that game. So
Really across any
I can
game,
go
honestly.
Do that all day.
Yep.
I can do that, but this is still the same as the club. So this is only do yellow damage. So
Or
I can't,
bashing.
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
destroy his, kill him like this. I can do this all day
Unless he hits the torso.
unless I do that.
Which it might sound serious, but it does not hurt to get hit by these things. Those are not that bad. These can get a little bruisey if you don't. Let's see, what else? Oh, magic. We haven't even covered magic, one of the most fun things about any of these games. So there are different effects that your character's level and class can apply to different things in the world. And Mooch here will demonstrate. If you want to, just throw that spell ball at me, whatever.
So I have multiple different types of magic. We common these with different types of spell balls. So like this one will do Wolfwood, so this will destroy shields, polearms, bows, arrows. So if I Mooch invoke Wolfwood, it destroys that. Technically it would destroy a normal javelin, but that one is special.
If it touched it, though, right?
No, it would destroy it.
Really, if you're holding it and goes off on you. Okay. I'm learning things.
And I have like Creeping Doom. This one will just kill him instantly. It does 4 points, totally ruins all.
It's an attack disease. That's what it's supposed to represent.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a swarm of bugs engulfing him. This is just like Dungeons and Dragons. Then I have Entangled. Well, he's stuck in place now. He can't move for a minute unless someone comes up and fights him. And then there's other effects that won't just attack spells like that. I have this one, which you can see with the yellow around the outside, the mage shield. So if I was playing my mage, I would be wearing this, and this will block. I can use it to block. How I said that spell would destroy shields earlier, this one would not get destroyed. This one is immune to all of that. The only thing that will affect this one is the spell. That one actually goes through the shield, but every other spell wouldn't.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of different stuff. Like I have my protections on. I don't think.
You don't have any of the protections on right now, but you can talk to. Oh, there you go.
Yep. I got other things like protection. Like this one gives me immunity to poison, immunity to lightning for 1 hit. And then I have this one on, which is a skin spell. This will give me extra hit of armor everywhere. I can't actually wear both of these at the same time because this is for a druid. Druid can't typically wear metal armor.
And that ties back into the whole D&D sort of thing. There are levels and classes involved when you play certain games.
Are you prepared to see combat? Because obviously, when we're just talking through it, you're not seeing it at full speed.
Yeah,
So
there's
what
a
we're
lot of
going to do
mindfulness
is
behind
we're
it.
going to demonstrate a little bit of safe combat. I will tell my combatants, just try not to hit their overhead camera.
Yeah, let's
so
not do that.
we'll do a little bit of one-on-one. Maybe we'll do some 2-on-2s. So what are the actual LARP fights like? Well, oftentimes it's 30-on-30, 50-on-50, and stuff. And it is crazy. So do 2 of you want to demonstrate some full speed
Ready?
combat?
Dan, you do not want
Yeah.
to do it because you have a mic on.
I mean, I don't mind it. Do you guys, I mean, As long as I don't take a hit to like right here where the mic is, I should be good, right?
You should be good.
Okay, cool. That's what you normally protect when you wear a shield anyway. So another fun thing about fighting as well, see, dominant left hand versus dominant right hand is a weird conjecture that people get into. So I'm a left-handed fighter, right? If I was a right-handed fighter, we would only have access to each other's shields whenever we fight, all right? If you're a left-hand dominant fighter, we have our matching sword side now. Sorry, did I hit that hard? Okay, good. Ready? That's also a courtesy thing. Tap with your opponent. Let them know, hey, I'm fighting you. Ready? Ooh. 1 to armor. Got just above the armor on that last one. Armor right here. Oh, there it is. Back all day. And I'm dead. Anybody else want to spar? Get in here, Sam.
All right.
Huh? Yeah, he hit me in the back. Oh, I get what you mean. It's doing it for the purpose of the demo. Oh, we need your bats. Ooh. Oh, you're going to do Florentine. Okay. This is a good demonstration, actually. I like that. And that, again, is a good example of an animated death. Well done, well done. I'd revive you.
How about some 2-on-2?
If you guys want to. You want to drop that and get in there? Here, I'll unload your arrows as well. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You okay? I wish we could, though. I really wish we could. It's so comical when you're shooting each other with these things.
Yeah. Just feel out the camera.
Oh, you're going to do some two-hander. Not at all. Go right ahead. Are you going to use the carbon? Okay. Yes. You're fine. Do it. All right. 2-on-2?
2-on-2.
Well, who else was in?
2-on-2.
Get in there. Get in there. Come on, kids. Let's go have some fun. All right, so hold on. This is a lot of long weapons. Front row, I am so sorry in advance. You've officially signed a waiver. No, I'm just kidding.
You guys all signed waivers, right?
Yes. This is the fun part of the demo. Let's see how many people don't hit the audience. I'm just kidding. Everybody ready? Lay on. Small controlled hits now. There you go. Nice. Oh.
Just like that. Yeah, just like that.
Nice. Oh. Very well done, guys. Very well done. So do we have any other questions? Any comments? Do you guys
A couple other things that I wanted to talk about. So the first thing we have failed to do is introduce ourselves, which we said we were going to do first, and of course we have dropped the ball
we got
on
distracted
that.
by all the
So
fun.
I've introduced myself, David Foster. I'll let Daniel introduce himself, and then we can go down the line.
So I am Daniel Joyner. I am my hometown is in Culpeper. I grew up here. I moved away recently. I just bought a house in Warrington. I do fiber optics by trade. I think my mic is.
You're good. You're
But yeah, that's pretty much all. I've been doing LARPing for about a decade now, but a couple of different organizations. It's been a fun time. Honestly, like, this is what brings me out every decade. These people that we gather every time to just have fun together like this for. It's adults pretty much being able to be kids again, escape reality. Take it away, Sam. It's not on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here, hold on.
Yeah, you got it.
There you go.
Hi, how are you?
That's way too much. Hold on.
This is how this works.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay. There we go. Oh, now we're doing it.
Nice.
Does this one work? Haha, I got
Way
my
to do
numbers.
it.
All right, my name's Sam. I play a character called Bandit. She's an obnoxious trash panda. And she steals everybody's shiny things. It doesn't matter if it's in-game or not. Think of Rocket, but on caffeine. And that's pretty much my character. I come from Maryland, like northern part of Maryland. I've been playing this game since, well, Darkon. I've been playing Darkon since about 2005, since high school. So yeah, that just aged me. Like I said, we never grew up, but we just have adult money. That's not a good idea. But so, and as one of the few like females, we actually fight in Darkon. We actually do get aggressive, and we do have to match big chunky guys like him. And
I don't think you're chunky.
I'm offended. I'm offended. Offended. I mean, yes.
he's like 2 of me. Anyway.
Yes. You have had to climb me before to kill me, after all. I mean, come on.
Did we end up with swapping weapons?
I think we did, actually.
We
yeah.
did.
Yeah,
I had
and
you
then you
laugh-
killed me with my own weapon.
I did.
Yeah,
It was fun. Great time.
good
Drinking was
times.
involved.
Great time.
That's another thing about being an adult doing this game. Drinking is fun. Without children. Just think of that.
For the
Oh,
adults
yep,
in the
yep. I
crowd.
heard all the parrots go, ooh.
Oh. Oh.
So yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. It allowed me to like find competition, a like community where I could be myself and not have to put on this persona of I'm this, I'm that. I like football. No, I don't. Stuff like that. So
Yes.
I do.
A very aggressive trash panda, that one.
Yes.
Take it away, Foder.
Cool. My name is Patrick Foder on field. I've been doing this roughly about 10 years as well. I live in Culpeper. I really enjoy doing this. And let's see, did we talk about the age range?
Go for it.
I mean, yeah, go right ahead. We didn't cover that, but feel free.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I guess on the field, roughly around 16. And
Yeah.
you can start
Parent consent.
with parent
Yes,
consent.
with parent. Yeah.
Or you can be as old as I am, and I'm sneaking up on 60. So I'm just saying, everybody in this room can do it.
Yes, that Trekkie in the audience is with us as well. That is Lynn. He's one of our members. He's been with us for about 3 years now, and he's a wonderful fighter. Goes out there in full chainmail, an extra 70 pounds on him, like a boss. Yes. Sorry, Natara, to take your spot, dear. Go right ahead.
I'm Brittany. My in-game name is Natara. I'm from Culpeper, and I actually learned about this game last year at CulpeperCon, and now here I am today. It's
Hooray.
just such a fun experience.
Yeah!
Hi, my name's Taylor. My in-game name is Horace. As you can tell, I'm a goblin. Just normally steal boats, go on adventures on the sea, and things like that. I've been fighting for over 7 years now, and it's been one of the greatest communities that I've ever seen. Some of the greatest friends I've had in my life I've met through this, and they're not going anywhere. This is a beautiful community with a lot of beautiful people in it. So.
Hi, I'm Mickey. My in-game name is Alana. I think I am probably the oldest fighter out here, as I've been doing this since 1996. Thank you for calling me old. I appreciate that.
Oh, we got the whole auditorium on that one.
I did call myself old. I have done multiple versions of this game, and I was married at an event. My husband and I met at an event. I brought my child to events, and I just like to beat up my children, and it's a great, valid excuse.
We don't condone it unless it's consensual.
We condone it.
All right, fine.
Hi, I'm Bowen or Mooch. I'm from Haymarket County right now, and I've been in this game for about 6 years now, I think. 6, 7 years. I've played 3 different games. I played Belagoth, Dagger Hill, Dalcon, I think I said Dag already. Orcs. I've played several different games over the years, but I love the community. The community is the best part. That's why I stay in it. I've been doing it almost every weekend for like 7 years now, like I said. It's a consistent thing. The community is great. It's fantastic. I don't think any of you want to do it. Okay.
No, they're not
All
feeling
right.
it.
So I'm sure you're wondering, is live action role playing just combat? Do we just get together, dress up, and hit each other in the face? What is an average live action role playing event really like? Well, in fact, fighting is not all that we do. There are quite a bit of non-combatant roles and non-combatant activities that we do. We hold arts and sciences. We can all get together and show off all of the cool things that we have either made. So most of the gear that you see those folks wearing up there is handmade and homemade. Shield, if you guys want to kind of talk about how you guys did some of those, what they actually are, like flipped around.
So basically, Foder here helped me create this wonderful monstrosity that we call the tombstone. I am a left-handed fighter, like we said, so this kind of shape just sort of helps me hide my whole body behind it. This wonderful gentleman helped us design and actually put on all the wonderful markings you see here. It looks kind of like marbleized almost. It's a little bit heavy. If you guys want to come see it afterwards, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, pretty much it's a big old hunk of foam and wood. And plastic dip and such like that. Oh, coin and a spell book. Okay. So hang on, can you open this? I got gloved fingers, sorry. Okay, do you want to take the floor about the weapon construction?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it's on.
Okay. It didn't sound like it was. Okay. So I made this
I'll hold that for you. There you go.
this weapon at an event a while ago. It kind of shows the construction of how weapons used to be. They've changed a little bit in past years, but this shows like the basic construction of a weapon. I can pass this around if people want to see it. It's literally just a fiberglass core with this is air-conditioned foam around it, and a little bit of blue foam, I believe, in the middle. I can pass this around. A little bit of duct tape. It's very basic. Like you can make your own weapons. You can buy your weapons. A lot of the weapons out here, I think, are bought by professionals that make them. But we, like you said, we do make a lot of our own stuff. I actually don't have a whole lot, but like I have a good friend that made all of my stuff on my belt almost, and he's part of the community too. He LARPs. He sells stuff like this. It's amazing. And then, like I showed,
Chinese.
in the game that we play, DogCon, there was a currency system. So it's just like D&D. We have a single gold piece, which is worth 1. I'm going to set these down here.
That's fine.
A silver piece, which is 25, 10? It's a platinum now. Is it a platinum?
Yep.
Platinum, which is 10. A Mok, which is 25. And then I think that's all you have on you right now. Yep. There's a
Yeah, I got
black
no
that's
50s.
50, and then blue, which is 100. Yeah, that's not big. But there's a money system. You can gamble with them. You can, like we have casino nights. Yeah, fake gambling.
Yes. Only
All
with
fake
in-game
weapons.
coin, mind you. No human money allowed.
Those, you can, like, this symbol right here is our guild in the group, which I believe everyone out here for us is actually part of.
Yes. Oh, wait, no. Actually, we need to fix that.
We're actually mercenaries, so people will hire us at events to come fight for them,
Later.
or defend them, protect them, all kinds of things. They'll pay us with the in-game money, and we'll come do that. And then the other thing we have to talk about is spell books. My lovely partner made me this one, which is like hand drew inside of it, painted the outside, and then every spell has to be written out in it. Oh, yep, she has.
She's got the quick, yeah, that's, there you go, the battle scroll.
That one
We
is
get truly nerdy about these things.
significantly better.
Yes.
You can see everything's written out in here. I can flip to a later one, and they get long.
Yes.
They're all of our spells are syllable counts or time duration, but the time duration goes off of the syllable count. And I think the longest spell we have right now is 1,000 syllables. Well, actually, next release is 500. Yeah. So that's another thing is as you double your level as a spellcaster, you reduce your spell duration. So, like she said, the longest is 500 technically, but 1,000 you could cast. It's 60 seconds to cast, and that's a long time.
All right, that covers a lot of stuff.
I just
Oh,
have,
you have more things, gotcha. Go
no,
ahead.
I just have one more thing to put out. Another thing when you were talking about it's not just about LARPing and like role playing, there's a lot of people that have come out and expressed themselves in a various artistic ways. I know somebody that got into leatherworking. He now makes armor for the bulk of DarkHunt. We have people that have become seamstresses and learned how to sew, make their own garb, and then they're able to fix other people's garb. There's people that come out and get really creative with their weapons, like the latex weapons. That's something you have to take time and you make them. So it's not just a little hobby where you just piece things together and make it work. It's like people can get creative and create their own, and it has that flexibility. I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, this for example. Where's the standard one?
What? Oh, the regular Javi? Yeah, right there.
So like a basic javelin,
We didn't
it
touch on
just
that. You
it's
could
just
tell.
foam, and cloth, where this one is actually like Plastidip, like the latex. This is a Plastidip. It's squishy, but it allows us to have more realistic look. Where's the goblin shield?
Yeah.
And there are people that sell these. They will sit there and make these per order over time, paint them and design them. So
It's even
you
more fun
have
to learn
a
how to do it
great
yourself, too.
flexibility of creativity, and you'd be surprised.
So one of the most exciting and fun parts of any LARP weekend is the Bardic competition. The Bardic competition. So after a long day of fighting, followed by a quick shower, and then feasting, sitting around the fire, we begin to sing songs and play musical instruments. We have Bardic contests where anyone can stand up or sit down and recite a poem, sing a song, play an instrument, or some other form of artistic creation. Daniel plays a wonderful
Cajon.
which is a
Drum.
drum. And we will often bring in lots and lots of folks, and we will sit around and sing and drum until the wee hours of the evening, morning, wee hours of the
Which he
morning,
always has to put
which
up
is a
with.
big
Oops.
part. So even if you don't enjoy hitting yourself or getting hit in the face by other people, come out and check
It's a
out
thing.
what it is. There's a lot of different activities for all kinds of folks out there.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interest intertwined with LARP.
I would like to demonstrate some of my kind of higher role play combat. So their combat is very fast and very physical because they're trying to win. They're trying to kill as quickly as possible. Whereas for our games, we want a little bit more kind of role play, a little bit more talk. So Daniel, you're probably best since you know what I'm going to do to you.
Yeah.
So if you want to grab a sword and a shield and stand back about 10, 15 paces.
Let me get in here real quick. Let me just. There we go.
So the other fun thing, right? So one of the main differences between Boffer sports, so Boffer sports enjoy playing on safe playing fields because they're going very fast, they're jumping, rolling, spinning, flipping, hitting, all of those things like that. They would love a soccer field, right? Because they have to be able to tell the ground is going to be flat. The folks that I LARP with, we fight in the forest. We fight in the hills. We fight in the trees and on the beaches and on the landing grounds, and we will never surrender. And so we tend not to fight as quickly, and it's much more of like a stage acted, although we're still fighting for real. So I'm going to fight this horrible creature back. I will send you back to the pit where you came from. You look slow. Look at you slowly moving. I'll poke you. Ha ha ha. I'll poke you again. And so one of the fun parts about fighting is you're basically trying to goad the other person into making an opening. So when I do that and I'm watching, every time he moves his shield and I'm really fast. And so a lot of it, while we're just playing, I'm weaving around, looking for openings. I'm going to feint once, feint twice. And these swords are very fast. His sword is much faster than mine. Mine's a little bit longer. I've got reach. But I'm also much younger at the ripe old age of 45 than this foul lich, thousands of years old in a
800
crypt.
does a lot to a body,
Fight
all right,
me,
son?
beast! Why do you retreat?
Nice, good dodge. Yes, come on.
I'm going
John.
for your head. I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm going for
no,
your
no,
legs.
no.
I got you in the butt. And I got you in the head. So, but it's lots and lots of fun. So, time to head to the tavern for a beer. All right.
I've come apart.
There we go. All right.
We're good.
Does the audience have any questions about LARPing? Are there things that you'd like us to touch on? Do you want to see two of these people fight each other? Yes.
Why is like the main theme for some of your characters like skulls and like black, purple, and whites?
I
So
will let them.
Gooch touched on that earlier.
So
Am I fixing
those are
it good?
actually, most of us here were all part of the same realm, which is
it good?
this skull right here is the realm that we are in. So you can see we have, this is Steve the Skull. We're all decked out in it. Most of us are part of this realm. And then we also have a guild in Dalcon, which is this one, or the one that he was just waving, which is a jackal skull.
That was the whole intent. It wasn't anything else. I
So
promise.
that's mostly because in every game that we play, we are mercenaries. We like to go out there, be hired for people. We like to fight.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we have all these fun ones right here, which I don't know all of them off the top of my head.
Oh Jesus.
But there's also different groups you can be part of, like I think I have mine somewhere around right here. I
You got
have
the California guys, right?
Yeah, I have my old realm, which is Andor. It's from California. This one, which is Incomplete, which is my new country in Doggone. I have ones from everywhere, but most of the skulls are just all part of this group.
It's an identifier of who you're with. Another one?
Another question.
How much do your costumes like typically cost?
That's the loaded one right there.
So the first question is, do you need to actually have one, right? And when you're first getting into it, first of all, a lot of us have lots of extra stuff. And we're like, would you like to borrow some? Sure. So you can buy the simple tabard, which is what I have kind of right here, 30, 40, 50 bucks. You can dress just in like sweats, basically, for your first time.
Garb.
And the price goes up from there, we'll just say.
We also like to, as he touched on, we will loan people stuff for their first couple times going out. Up until like your first 5 or 6 times going out there, though, you're not expected to have a full kit going. You're not expected to have everything fancy. We want you to get comfortable first, decide what you want before you start dropping the money on these kind of things. Natara here, for example, even has only been fighting for a year with us, like she just said, and we're letting her use the armor she wants to wear, and also she bought this lovely tunic underneath and everything else like that. The main reason why we touched on crafting too is you can spend a lot less money and get a lot more out of it if you learn how to do things yourself. It's more fun, we've got a lot of good vendors out there that do stuff like that, which we know a bunch. If you guys want to get into it, we can give you links to those people, but it's a lot more involved. It adds another layer to everything if you get your own hands into it. Personally, mine, I had this tunic made by my grandmother. These leg wraps are from somebody had handmade them at an SCA event. We all kibosh everything together with our kits. What matters to us, like the belt flags that he explained for each group that you're with, you earn these things. You have memories associated with your kit once you start adding layers and years to it. Is that a better explanation?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair explanation.
To get to the base of the question, it can be as little as 20.
You're good.
We're streaming.
You're fine.
So, to just get to the root of your question, you can start as little as hand-me-downs or thrifting, and that's very little money depending on your budget. And then if you want to go ham, you can go online. You can search Amazon. Amazon is great, just so you know.
There's a couple of good Amazon kits.
Yeah. But that's a big one. You can just go there and search for basic things that look a little bit more fantasy-based versus just something off of from Walmart. And then you can go to Renaissance festivals, or you can go online to medieval replicas and things like that, where they're more costly, but they're way more realistic and sometimes more comfortable.
In a lot of cases.
Got this from medieval replicas. I got most of this from medieval replicas. This is actually a Halloween costume shirt, and this came from a Ren Fair, but it's accumulation. Mooch's very first outfit was a t-shirt that was cut off, all the seams were cut off, and I made him this pair of pants that ripped, the 3rd time you went out? But you wore them for another, 7 years. So.
Trial and error. Trial and error is a good thing.
Other questions? Other questions? Yes. Yep. Want to hand a mic? Yeah.
Are your costumes comfortable?
For the most part. Until you get into the range where you add an extra 80 pounds on yourself. He's actually wearing steel chainmail.
Yeah, this is all steel. This is 35 pounds on its own.
That's why I stick to leather armor.
Super comfy.
Yes.
The rest of my stuff I have
he had a
on
question, right?
is very comfy. This, not so comfy.
Yeah, definitely not.
Does any part of your costumes break?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. All the time. That's why it's great to know how to repair them.
Are you creating your own character, or is it kind of like a nickname where somebody grants it to you, or how's that kind of work out?
Take it away, Mooch.
So that one is, you can get your own nickname. You can pick your own name. There are all certain groups that will give you names, and you play that name. We have someone that got given a name, but...
Was given a name, proper English.
But I picked my own name. It was mostly because I mooched everything I had to begin with. I didn't pay for a single thing when I first started. I borrowed weapons. I took everything, and it was much longer than just the first 5 events. I was really good at anytime anyone was giving away something for free, I would be the first one like, I'll take it, I like it.
But to touch on that as well, yes, we make our own original characters a lot of the time. Some people kind of loosely base them on 5 or 6 different things. It's kind of like your own personality in the character that you create. Some people play multiple characters out of like one person. You can do that in Darkon. You have like a mage in one class or a barbarian or anything else that you really want to go in the direction of. You don't have to make separate characters for them, but it's more fun to have different options and be different people, so to speak. That whole escapism thing kind of ties back in. You know, if you want to go out there and be completely different people than what you are, do it. That's the whole point, just to have fun with it.
So how many gold pieces does it cost to actually come out and play with us? Well, for most groups, if you come out your first time, your second time, if you just want to learn and kind of see, it's usually free. Are you guys free the first couple?
Oh, yes,
first
definitely.
time, yeah. We are also free. If you just want to come out, try it out, test it out. If you do not own any of this stuff, we have extras. We have lots and lots of extra pieces. And weapons.
Yes.
Yeah.
I brought out a very small amount of what I have for weapons. We have plenty, so if you want to come out. But like he was talking about the pricing, like for practice here on Culpeper, it's free all the time. Eventually you will have to get your own stuff, but to just come out, it's free.
Yes.
But like to Darkon, which a lot of us go to almost every other weekend, it's $5. That's all it costs to go to a day event. You have to go hang out with friends for a day, pay $5. It's a great way to spend a day for cheap.
The first event is free.
Yeah, your first event is free, and then after that, it's $5 per event, and then $20 for a camping event, which none of that's a bad price for anything.
Any other questions from the audience? Yeah, let's get the Riddler here.
Yes, you mentioned you do practice in Culpeper. Where is that at?
So every Sunday at noon on the fields of Yow Meadow Park, we typically meet. We have a public Facebook group and everything else. We'll get you details for right after this if you want. All right?
Thank you.
Very cool. No problem.
Does your
Actually,
character
hold on.
purposely look like Skeletor?
Hold on, what? That was the trigger word. Hold on. Let's repeat that one. I didn't hear that. I was giving him something. What was that?
Does your character purposefully look like Skeletor?
Or
If
does
I had $1 for every
Skeletor
time.
look like him?
Exactly. Maybe I predate Skeletor and I'm on a different parallel universe. Jeez, no. So to basically tie it in, a cryptid, it's called a lich. They're basically very ancient beings. I'm about 800 years old in character. I've been around for a very long time. There's nothing but bone underneath it here. I've soaked immortality over the years of my existence. Like, you can make backstories and stuff like we've touched on. Lich specifically are like undead warlocks that have existed for way too long. And they do whatever they please. Huh? Exactly.
I would like to also mention some of the other live-action role-playing type events which will be going on in Culpeper this year. So we are hosting a special Viking-themed LARP later in the year. I think that's in June, maybe June 8th. We're hosting a Ren Fair coming up in May. We also host another form of armored combat sport, right? So what if you had people that were fighting with actual steel axes and swords and all of that, wearing actual armor, real plate armor? So we are the home field for the DC-based armored combat team, and they'll be out at our place multiple times this year, fighting against other East Coast actual armored combat, literally taking axes that you could cut down trees with as hard as they can against somebody else's face. And
Not
stuff,
for the
so.
faint of heart.
Not for the
and I will also,
faint
to
of
build
heart.
on what you just said too, the league that they are in is called the ACLU, the Armored Combat League of the United States. They actually go national and they compete against other countries' teams and everything else. They go to France, Italy, Spain, all sorts of places are involved with this. LARP goes deep. A lot of people don't like it being called LARP on that sort of level because it's more like an armored sport or fencing from what people like to say over there. Over in Europe, all this type of stuff falls under the category of fencing.
And so one of the other kind of interesting things, too, is the types of people that come out to these. So at our LARPs that we do out at our place, you have professional Hollywood stunt people who are out because they really enjoy practicing fighting, doing all of that. We have some high-level government folks and stuff who you wouldn't think enjoyed, dressing up and doing all that. Lawyers, doctors, I mean, pretty much anyone, all the way down to, kids and stuff. And once we're all out there having a good, time, everyone is who they want to be, and it's lots and lots of fun. Yes. Oh yeah. Yep. So we will have a large event with a couple of different LARPing games out. I think it's the May 5th weekend out at our place too. We'll have about 250 people, and they'll do big battles of 80 versus 80 and stuff. And if you want to see what that looks like, you come
really
on out.
fun.
So any other questions? Yes.
You keep saying our place. Where?
Mountain Run Winery. Yeah, Mountain Run Winery. Yeah, and we'll try to post as much as we can on our Facebook site.
What is like the protocol if someone like gets actually hurt?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
No. Yep. Now let the medic explain.
Medic.
This.
She's the actual medic.
Finally, an answer or a question I can answer. I love it.
My leg.
So we do have actual trained medics on board. I don't care about him. He can lose a leg. It's fine. He's got another one. Most of us have gone through some sort of training. The basic first aid does count, but I've trained EMT in the state of Illinois and in the state of Virginia. So we do have medics on site. It's really just to make sure you're not going to die prior to an ambulance. Most of our injuries are very small. We'll give you a Band-Aid. We won't give you any kind of medication, but we'll give you a Band-Aid, and we'll maybe say, hey, you should probably go see a doctor about it. We are very safe. Like I said, I've been doing this for 26 years. I have never seen a combat injury that resulted in a loss of limb. I mean, that helps. I have seen a few injuries that are rather bad, but usually it comes from stupidity and alcohol versus stupidity and fighting.
Yes.
It is. You get alcohol and you get stupidity. So, but yeah, I'm sorry. Oh yes. If somebody does
that's a
get
good one.
hurt, thank you for that. Say that since Mooch was being so gracious to be injured.
Sorry about that.
The first person to see him holding himself as actual pain, not I'm pretending to die, they will call hold. So somebody will say hold, everybody will take a knee around, and all action will stop, and then they'll usually call a medic, and we come running and trip over ourselves to get to them. And then with the first aid kit, we do have first aid kits on very large ones. We'll see if they need any assistance right there, or we'll get 2 large burly bodies to carry them off, and we'll do first aid on the side, and then once the injury is cleared, we'll call carry on and we have a herald, what do you guys call them? Elders. Elders, herald, referees, whatever you're going to call them at each game, that will call everybody back to where they were and take charge of the field again.
We love our healers.
Yeah, our non-coms and our healers.
Any last questions? We're getting close to time here.
Allow folks come watch versus just playing?
Oh yeah, definitely.
We love it when people come to watch.
I wasn't trying to
come
step
out to watch. So
yeah, more hobbies.
Any other last questions before we got one over here, and we got one over here. Yeah, there we go.
Isn't it awkward to continue fighting after someone gets seriously injured?
Well,
it doesn't happen often.
Well, if we treat it like a soccer game, when somebody gets injured, like in a sport, and you clap them off the field, making sure they're okay, and then the medics will take care of them, and then we continue playing. But we do make sure that they are safe and taken care of before we are like, okay, let's go back to beating each other up.
Yeah. One last question over here.
We do take care of our people, though.
How long is combat?
How long is combat?
That's a varying question right there. So Dave, do you want to take it away on like how long the LARP
so
takes?
For us, we will basically set something up. So we'll have 20 people dressed like orcs, and we'll have 20 people who are not dressed like orcs, and they'll fight until the orcs are dead, right? Or until the regular people are dead, which sometimes happens. And if it was really fun, they'll say, hey, can we just do that again? Because that was actually really fun. And they'll just do it again, kind of a thing. In these guys, and so in an average weekend, you're probably going to engage in, combat games, short combat games, maybe 10, 15 times. You can also, go to people and say, I would like to fight you and just practice. You can do that as long as you'd like, 5 on 5, 2 on 2.
It's encouraged.
If you guys want to talk about how you do your kind of rounds and everything.
Well, like I said, it's very different. Like we've had scenarios that we've done that last 15 seconds. You go out there, you fight, you die very quickly.
Yep.
And then I've also had scenarios that would last, I think the longest one I've done is like 8 hours.
What?
Yeah, the one at Mountain Run Winery when we were down on the field.
Yes.
We did a respawn battle where you just go take your own breaks. You didn't have to keep fighting. But the scenario itself lasted for like 8 hours during the day.
Yes.
Like you would just keep fighting all day as much as you want to. Like
At your own leisure.
Yeah, at your leisure.
Hail hydrant.
So for example, we did a camp out and the final battle was like 20 to 30 minutes. I was the main monster and my res time was 10 seconds. How many times you get clobbered by 30 people and you have to get back up in 10 seconds and do it again in the August heat? 5 minutes feels like an eternity. So it really depends. So they can range from land actions usually last a couple minutes, which is what Darkon has. We have land actions. And then we also have our day-to-day fights, which are timed, or they're just 2 teams where it's until the last person standing. So it really just depends on who's running the scenarios and what scenarios are being done.
So one last thing that I wanted to talk about and kind of have all of us do is if we could go down and just say, what you really like about LARPing and stuff. What is it that kind of keeps you coming back? The people. Just say a little bit about what LARPing means to you. Do you want to go first?
You too. You go first.
For me, it's probably a word you hear used a lot. That's the community. It's the friends. It's the community. It's having something, to do, kind of planned out every weekend, and it's also an easy way to cheat and get good exercise every time because there's a lot of running and stopping and moving and flexing. So yeah, but mostly friends.
I think that's going to be a common theme between all of us. Is going to be community. I've met some of the most amazing people of my life though. Like I've known him for 4 years now, 5 years?
5.
5 years.
Yep.
I started working retail when I first started, and now I'm working with him full time. Like we work together now. I've spent
ungodly hours.
Yeah, way too many hours with him. Like I hang out with him all the time. I love these people. Like they're all amazing. I mean, my mother was in it too. She obviously got married in it. The community is amazing. Like it's really what it is. And then again, the exercise is a good way to get exercise. Like I said, I'm wearing 35 extra pounds of just metal on me, and I'm still moving, and I'm getting tired now. So, and I haven't even done anything today.
So, like they said, the community is amazing, but also just going out and physically fighting people can be a major confidence boost in whatever you're trying to do with your life.
And just to mimic everybody else, of course, the community, but it really is. It's nice to get out there and fight something that's regimented, that you're focusing on, a skill that you're progressing, be that fighting, arts, crafts, and the environment that you're in. I mean, it's like you're in a movie. You go to a camp out and you see fires, like little campfires all through the trees. You hear people singing and laughing, and you get this feeling that you just walked into another world, and it's absolutely beautiful.
I'm gonna get choked up.
I can't see anything with those glasses on. I can only see up close. I think my best thing is I joined before I joined the Navy, so I have every time I get stationed somewhere new, I get to meet new people, and it gives me that automatic sense of belonging to something and not having to go find a new one. And like I said, I married my husband and I had my child in the sport. His first event was when he was a month old. So I've gotten to watch him grow up in it. So
Mine is the escape from reality along with like friends. It's like you get to shut your mind off for a couple of days when you're at campouts, or even just a day. You get to escape for a couple hours, you put your phone down, and you are literally just talking and interacting with people, and you forget. And it's just a nice break from reality. And then when the person who asked about how our characters are created, that's where it comes from. It's like you just decide one day, hey, I'm going to do this. And you just do it. Because why? Because you can.
Well said.
Do you want to second to last
I
one?
think everything that I was going to say was covered by all of them. So in order to save you all some more mimic of what they were going to say, I'm just going to let them take that one.
And I will give you guys my last thoughts on this. First of all, let's all put our hands together for this great group of LARPers. Thank you, guys. So for the adults out there, so kids, you might want to go like this with your ears, right?
Oh, geez.
So as you guys know, adult life is kind of boring. It's not as exciting as it might be. And the problem with adult life and with life kind of in general is we are who we are, right? We're not who we want to be, right? In our day jobs, when we're going down, sitting in our office chairs and stuff, we are who we are. We're the same person we've always been. But when you come out and LARP or you play D&D and things like that, you get to be you don't get to be somebody else. You get to be who you've always wanted to be, who you think you actually are. So you aren't chained to kind of your kind of like life, your life history. You can finally be the person that you want to be, and other people will interact with you and treat you as if you were that person, the person that you have always wanted to be. And so one of the things that a lot of us really, really like about it is that we can finally be ourselves and stuff. And of course, I'm not a weirdo who hangs out in the forest with this weird thing on my head, but I can act and interact with people in a way that I am really being true to who I am and not just the David that sits at a desk and kind of things like that. So LARP lets us be who we always knew we could be, and it's really, really great. And so definitely, please come out, check us out, try it out. We're all kind of based here, right in Culpeper. You can come out and see us. We'll have about 200 of us fighting May 5th, I think. So anyways, guys, thank you. It was great to get to be here today, and we hope to see you guys all again next year. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Awesome audience.